Hello everyone, my name is Eugen Tolmach and you are watching my channel where we discuss cryptocurrencies and economy. Let's begin with Bitcoin, which has bounced off its support around 28,000 already many times. At the same time, Bitcoin also grew to 32,000, which clearly demonstrates the level of resistance to us. In my opinion, this is due to instability in the global stock markets. We clearly see that Bitcoin began its collapse exactly at the same moment when S&P began to fall, and collapsed by 45%, although the first one fell only by 17%. And now I'll show you a few things that I found. One of these metrics is striking and shows that after bottoming out, Bitcoin is on the verge of the biggest recovery we have ever seen. So now you see a chart of long positions for Bitcoin on the Bitfinex exchange. These are longs that are being bought right now, and we can see that they are very large. It is worth noting that this is a weekly chart, and there has never been such a number of longs in history. Why does it matter? Let's draw a Bitcoin price chart on top of this metric, and what do we see? Every time the longs explode, the price of Bitcoin falls. This means that these two graphs have a diametrically opposite correlation, and this is quite logical. When the price falls, the whales buy it back, and when the price rises, the whales sell it. In 2022, when Bitcoin topped out at 64k and crashed hard to 28k, the long positions of the whales began to rise. And when Bitcoin began to rise, long positions began to close. And the higher the price of Bitcoin, the less long positions of the whales. Now we see that along with the fall in the price of Bitcoin, longs began to grow. And not just grow, but simply explode. There have never been such levels, as you can see now. Now think about what will happen when the longs start to fall, as it happened here. I think that there will be an increase in the price of Bitcoin, as it has already happened many times. We know that Bitcoin is extremely oversold. We have already fallen to $25,000, but someone is speculating that we can go to $20,000 or even $15,000. This can happen too. However, it is worth understanding that there may not be a bigger bottom, and this chart clearly shows that many who trade on Bitfinex think so. I am convinced that when this chart starts to fall, we will see the largest recovery in the price of Bitcoin in recent years. And here is another chart that shows retail investors buying Bitcoin on this decline. And as you can see, their purchases are also quite impressive. Together with the previous chart, we can conclude that the supply of Bitcoin is actively bought, which means that there will be a shortage, which should lead to an increase in the price of the asset. If we analyze the previous crashes of Bitcoin, we will see that it has experienced sudden and powerful drops. This is how they looked in 90s, 20s and 21st. Well, this is what it looks like now in 2022. And each time these crashes were accompanied by negative news. And now we also see this negative news, which is also a certain indicator that it may have been a bottom. Here is another interesting analysis based on the Relative Strengths Index. One guy built this global trend, which stretches throughout the history of Bitcoin, starting from its very foundation. We see that even the strongest falls were kept on this line. Only in March 2020 we fell under it, but then returned. But this is more the exception than the rule, and the pattern is that the price bounced 4 times, in 2020, 2019, 2015 and 2013. And the same thing is happening right now. I understand that this whole chart looks very scary. But after the fall, there always comes a phase of growth. After the bottom, there is always a high. So keep holding, average your position, and together we will get through this bearish trend. If the video was okay, hit the like button, write a comment and send it to your friend. Thank you for your attention, wish you a rich future, see you.